The Guild approach to education. Towards the end of the Middle Ages, considerable social and cultural changes were brought about by economic forces. One of these was the Crusade. The Crusaders increased trade and commerce. The necessity of transporting the Crusaders resulted in the development of transportation, trading, and banking. The Crusaders themselves became acquainted with the new lifestyle which created a multitude of new needs and luxuries. This brought about the growth of the new cities and the rise of a new social class, the burgher, bourgeoisie or middle class. This new class began to be as important as the nobles and the clergy, and they demanded a different kind of their children. Closely related to the development of commerce was the strengthening of the guilds and organization composed of persons with common interests and mutual needs for protection and welfare. There are two types of guilds, the Merchant Guild and the Craft Guild. The Merchant Guild members were residents of the same town and included both merchants who bought and sold and artisan merchants who sold their products. They usually had a monopoly of the retail trade in their towns. The skilled workers, manufacturers, and artisans organized themselves into craft guilds according to their craft to protect themselves from inferior work and undercut prices and to gain monopoly of production for themselves. Aims. The new middle class needed a kind of education that was practical. Thus, a vocational training was emphasized so that the children were to be prepared for the requisites of commerce industry.
Content. In elementary education, instructions in reading and writing in the vernacular and arithmetic were required as preparation for commerce and industry of the guilds. Masters were required to teach their apprentices their crafts and also provide adequate religious instructions. Agencies. New types of school were developed for the education of the burgher children. First, the burgher schools were supported and controlled by the cities and often taught by priests and lay teachers. Second, the chantry school, supported by wealthy merchants for the instructions of the children of the city. And last, the guild school. These schools for the children of the craftsmen. Organization. There were three stages of development for the craftsmen. First, apprentices. Second, journeyman. And third, master craftsman. As an apprentice, the boy was assigned to a master who would teach him the skills of the trade, watch over him, morals, and train him in religion. In return, the boy had to work hard and serve his master. The period of apprenticeship varied according to the trade. As the journeyman, the young worker would travel as a paid laborer and go to different masters. After he had proven his worth, then he became a master, a full-fledged member of the guild. Methods. The chanty, burgher, and guild schools were operated in much the same way as the monastic and parish schools. The method used were example, imitation, and practice. They also had dictation, memorization, and catechetical method. Discipline was severe and harsh. Education at this point was strictly preparation for work.